Alright, welcome to my PaperSlide video. It's going to be over rounding, and it's by Mr. Herod. And just on Twitter, you can look at it, hashtag PaperSlide, and I'm going to try to also load this up on YouTube. Alright, let's round. So first, we're going to round 237,843, and we're going to round that to the nearest 10,000s. Alright? So the first step I want to do is I want to underline the rounding digit, right? So we're working on the 10,000s. So if I go ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s, right? So I underline the rounding digit, which is my 3. All right. Step 2, I'm going to draw a number line with 2 endpoints. So 2 endpoints and a middle, right? And so again, my number is 237,843. And the way we're going to set up this number line, that is real easy to remember, is basically we want to find out which 2 10,000s this number goes in between. Okay? So the easier way to do it is over here, the rounding digit is going to stay the same. Okay, so the rounding digit is going to stay the same. So you can see my 3 stayed the same, right? Now the 2, I'm not even going to mess with, so the 2 just comes on down. And then the biggest hint I could say on this to make it is everything after the rounding digit always becomes a 0. Alright? So everything behind it always comes 0. So my 2 comes down, my 3 on this side, on the left side, stays the same, and everything after the rounding digit becomes 0. Now, so let's now look at making the other side. Okay? On the right hand side, this is where it's going to bump up. So rounding digit bumps up on the right side. So if you notice, my 3 became a 4. The 2 I never messed with, and the biggest hint, everything after the rounding digit becomes a 0. Okay, now let's make the middle. Okay, so now we're going to make the middle. Alright, biggest thing on the middle, I have a bunch of hints here, so let's check them out. The middle, if we're rounding to the nearest 10, so between 0 and 10 we're going to have a 5, right? If we're rounding to the nearest 100, we're going to have a 50. If we're rounding to the nearest 1,000, so in between 0 and 1,000, we're going to have 500. If we're rounding to the nearest 10,000, so between 0 and 10,000, we're going to have a 5,000. If we're rounding between 0 and 100,000, so between the nearest 100,000, we're going to have a 50,000, all right? So again, on this one, we rounded to the nearest 10,000. So let's go check out what's going to be in our middle. Well, here's the 10,000s, right? So we're going to have a 5,000 in the middle. So if you notice, it goes 235,000. So my 2 and 3 stay the same. And then you see my 5,000 right there. So that's how I make my middle. So in between 200,000s, we have a 5,000. Alright? Now we just need to decide, does it go on the left side or the right side of this middle? Right? The biggest thing is, if you notice I put a little green, this number is really big. I don't need to pay attention to how big that number is. I just want to focus on the 236,000. Well, here's 230,000. So if I skip counted by ones, 231,000, 232,000, 233,000, 234,000, 235,000, 236,000, right? Now, I put my dot over here, but it probably goes somewhere right over here, right? So this definitely would go on the right side, right? So if it goes on the right side, we would say that it rounds to 240,000. Okay, that's the 10,000 that it's closest to. All right. So again, just to repeat, 236,843 would round to 240,000 when rounding to the nearest 10,000s. All right. This has been a Herod Vision original. Now get your PaperSlide on. Can't wait to see yours. Bye.